Press the
button's been pressed.
It has.
Hi, I'm Dean Haspiel, and you are on Splash Pages. Sorry, guys. So sorry.
Is the one obvious thing.
What's wrong with him?
His girl just broke it off.
It's her father. He doesn't want her dating a zombie.
Why? What are they, demons?
She is predeceased.
An outsider?
Mm-hmm.
Man, you're asking for trouble.
She broke my heart.
You're a zombie. Technically, you don't even have a heart.
After all of the great cinema that we brought to the world, and we still get no respect.
I don't know why he doesn't like me. I'm responsible. A full-time job.
You work at a haunted house in October.
I'm trying to be healthy. She's a vegan, so...
Wait, you're giving up meat?
Oh, come on.
What are you gonna do? Attack a farmer's market to try to impress her?
Now, if he was a vampire, you'd have a much better chance with her death.
Yeah, those pretty bastards.
I didn't think this would be that hard.
Hard? Man, I'm a zombie and I'm black.
Here we go.
I blame the educational system.
I blame the media.
I blame George Romero.
Oh. How could you be so disrespectful?
Coffee?
Zombies don't know much, but they do know good coffee. Deadly Grounds. It's coffee to die for, and zombie approved.
Who's George Romero?
Just have some coffee.
Hey everybody, my name is Leo. I'm the monkey behind the keyboard. I can't be here right now because there's a storm brewing. It's going to be happening on Wednesday, but maybe it'll roll in. I hope you all are going to have a great time. I might be in tomorrow, but justice never sleeps. But we've got a great show. So you know what? Let me just see what Gary's doing. Hey, Gary.
Hey, Leo. Sorry things are not working out for you so well there, but make sure that storm doesn't hit us. We're glad to have you getting our backs. I'm very happy about that. Welcome, everybody. Happy Tuesday. We do have an awesome show tonight, as Leo was saying. We have a great guest, and I'm super excited about it. But before we talk about him, let's go over and see how Jar Jar is doing.
Good evening, and welcome to Jar Jar's hour of coffee drinking. No, I'm having a wonderful night, and I can't wait because we just got to see our guests pretty much strip for us, and it can only go up from here. So on to you, Drew.
Thank you, Jar. Wonderful time there. This isn't coffee, it's a cider, because the second it gets to that season, to hell with you, pumpkin spice, cider for life. Excited to be here. Don't know why I'm wearing this hat, but what can I say? By God, it's fashionable. And yes, I hope you enjoyed some of our guest or his spicy side, as that's the second time we've seen something like that. But we're going to let Carrie, continue that. Carrie?
All right. Hey, everybody. Good evening, Dylan. Nice to see you here. Excited to
Hey,
see you.
Dylan.
So glad you stopped by. Okay, so everybody, our guest tonight is an Emmy and Ringo Award winner, a cartoonist and illustrator, as well as a playwright, a podcaster, and a Yaddo fellow, known for creating Billy Dogma and Jane Legit, The Red Hook, collaborations with Harvey, Pekar, and Jonathan Ames, as well as his illustrations for HBO's Bored to Death. He is published with Marvel, DC Vertigo, Archie, Image, and Webtoons. You can catch him weekly with his longtime friend Vito Del Sante on their Vito X Dino podcast. Tonight, we're welcome to discuss his currently running Kickstarter Antimatter, which has 6 days left. Antimatter is a one-man comics anthology showcasing his personal pantheon of protagonists and paramours, featuring the award-winning The Red Hook, Chest-Face, Billy Dogma and Jane Legit, COVID Cop, and AI Joe, plus more. From superhero to semi-autobiographical, that's a word, Antimatter flexes the sublime synergy of sequential art for mature readers. You can find links up above or down below, depending on where you are looking. Everyone, please welcome the godfather of comics with an X, Dean Haspiel.
My work here is done. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Show's over.
You
What a
flash the
bio.
nipple. That's it's to tease, right? That's what we do here.
I'm sorry. I'm just still trying to work on abbreviating Dean Habanero, because I just it's the only way I can describe Spicy Dean. I was like, what happened? We had a show. Subscribe to our channel. No shame plug. And see it for yourself.
First of all, you said the word show. You have to show something, right?
Yeah, let's go with that.
They don't let me.
Well, speaking of show, I just want to say it's good to see you again. I got to run into you twice at New York Comic Con, which what I like is New York always feels like it was a lifetime ago. And I'm like, that was 2 weeks. I'm like, it's been that
2
kind
weeks
of
ago. And you didn't do Baltimore, and I did back-to-back cons
I
between New York and
I
Baltimore.
saw, and you are a rock star because you look like you were having the best time, but boy, did you look like I could use a nap for about 4 hours.
Well, and more. And that's how I'm feeling today and tonight. But
Indeed.
YOLO, right? You only live once.
Well,
Yes.
with your list of accolades, you're living it up, man.
Well,
Like,
yeah.
holy
I mean,
Christ.
you should, but it's no, like I said, New York was good. I mean, it's funny because I stopped by Dean's table because you have to say hi to people. That's how you made it somewhere in comics. When the couple people are like, oh yeah, the guy with the orange blazer. But no, but how was the rest of the con for you? I mean, I only saw you the 2 days, I think, or 3. I think
So it's a 4-day show. You took a quick snapshot of us. I think maybe with Dan Goldman as well, who was my table mate.
Yeah, but your table mate was Dan. Yeah, it was cool.
And it was super blurry, almost as if you were just dashing while taking.
You know what? It's funny you say that because my girl Angie brought that up. She was like, "Man, you gotta straighten your arm out, or Yeah, it's funny because some of my photos turned out really clear, and then some I was like, do I have a tremor? I'm like, oh my God.
I would like to posit, but it will backfire on me because there have been many pictures of me recently that are not blurry. But I'd love to think that I was so legendary. I was like Bigfoot. We just get like a blur, right?
Well,
yeah. I'm a comic book cryptid,
You are, but how was the rest of the con? Did anything of note happen? Anybody pass by? You're like, oh, that's a cool costume.
I mean, I saw lots of cool people. That's the true currency. I mean, we're all trying to make money because we're paying back our table, and you're trying to get the word out, and you're trying to make a living at this thing. But the true currency, the more important currency, is you get to see people you only see once a year. We have heroes, fans, of course, hopefully, right? But former studio mates, peers, friends, family. And actually, one of my best friends had never done the Comic-Con.
Okay.
And another one of our mutual friends, I think, got him a ticket for, I think it was Saturday.
Oh, God.
He texts me. He's like, "Where are you?" He got to the Javits. He's like, "Where are you?" And I'm like, "Oh my God!" Right.
Yeah.
So an hour later, he figured out how to get to me. He's like, "I want to go home now. I just want to go home."
That's horrifying.
He just let the waves carry him to Artist Alley.
Basically, just float on top of the people, right? And you hope to get to, right? It's ridiculous. And like, I get it, and actually, was it Vito? Somebody was telling me, I think it was Vito Del Sante, like, the other thing that happens when it gets too crowded, like, people are just back to back, but they're not back to back single file. They're all just going like this.
Yeah, we bob and weave
forward. And so there's this whole and it makes it worse, like you just get dizzy and it's freaky deaky,
and then there's no like spatial awareness. So like someone will just stop and like, oh, I'm just looking at that booth. I'm like, pull over, get into the shoulder.
Get into the shoulder. And it's like, on an escalator, that's another thing I'm afraid of, is if I try to hit at least 3 steps between me and the person in front of me going down or up an escalator, because you don't know what's going to happen. They're going to stop when they're supposed to get off and be stuck. Right. And suddenly you're pulling or you're either forward or backward, depending. So I'm always trying to give myself that wiggle room, that extra second of having to like jump over someone or something, but that's what it's like. And it's hazardous to go to a New York Comic-Con.
It truly is. And it's funny you bring the escalators, because that's why whenever I'm in costume, I'm always entering and then I turn around. And somebody said, "Why do you do that?" I said, so then when I turn around, I just make that just a great entrance. Just someone's like, "Oh no, hello."
Yep, that's right. Turn around.
I was super worried when I was at a Planet Comic-Con down in Kansas City last year, and this girl came in the best Carrie outfit I've ever seen, that Stephen King's Carrie. And she had like this mounted shower and like mounted bucket, and blood coming down. And it was like streamers of red metallic stuff but it trailed behind her like a good half a foot or so. And I saw her walking down the escalator and I'm like, oh my God, something terrible.
She's gonna die.
And somebody went and caught it up and lifted it for her. And
Carrie, I'm sorry. With all due respect, that is great and that is a concern, but you have not lived till you've seen somebody as a transformer try to use an escalator. That shit is funny. I have seen a bumblebee try and fail, and it is definitely more than meets the eye, if you know what I mean.
I'll bet. Don't go to I think this is probably true for the female bathroom or the women.
Oh God.
But obviously Comic-Con bathrooms have their own short, sad stories. But
yes,
those stupid costumes that are they're like big Godzilla dinosaurs, and they're just air from blowing in from, and they walk around. They're just like shuffling around, like bump, 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 bump kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Well, I remember seeing a guy taking 10 minutes. He had to desperately go to the bathroom, and it was taking forever to get out of his Godzilla thing. And like, there's air blowing up on him. He's sweating profusely. It was a nightmare. And I was like, oh my God, why do people do this? Like, it's not fun. It can't be.
You know what? To them it is, man.
Got to be more like Batman. Be prepared for anything. Like, if you got to go to the bathroom, have a way out.
Yeah, but I swear to God, I agree with you. Like New York, like you take your life in your hands when you're going to a New York Comic-Con bathroom. I like went into one and I was like right out. I was like, nope, I don't know what the hell that man's mopping, but no.
Nope.
Nope. Like Carrie, you don't understand. Like literally, if you ever go to New York and you've got to use El Baño, go to the back, because the people will avoid the back rooms, and they're so nice.
So I because I had a table in Artist Alley near Comic-Con, we had the luxury of having a green room bathroom, let's call it, right? But really it was just like you go out to the back where you'll see the little carts, transporting actors and Jim Lee and whoever else. And then but
Yes,
there's
of
like
course.
one bathroom that has one urinal and one toilet.
One.
And we go in there and you get it online. And the odd thing is, and I don't really care because I'm old now, but like in the men's room, there's just a woman attendant standing there watching you pee. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever.
Do I get your number after?
Yeah, right.
Like, if you're impressed,
Does
like,
she hand you a hot towel?
did she give you validation when she's done? Like, good stuff down there.
It was weird. She had a scorecard. It was weird.
Great dismount.
Try again.
That's something that
Try again.
Luckily at Terrificon, at least, we know where the secret bathroom is. So so we go to the secret bathroom, and there's like maybe one person in there with you with the whole thing going. But I know, like at other cons that I've been to, really small town ones, that's nice, because they're in a nice little, wherever the VA meets or something like that in towns. But I just stay dehydrated enough that I don't have to use the bathroom. Because I have nightmares. We have we have a family thing. All the people in my family, sorry, totally scrolling off here, but we have nightmares about bathrooms and like filthy, horrible bathrooms. And part of that was reinforced because I went to Kansas when I was doing stand-up comedy and went on a tour, and like I had food poisoning as we were leaving. So it's like, oh great, I'm doing a stand-up comedy tour with food poisoning. And the first like 5 bathrooms that I was exposed to were the most like, oh my God, like you walk in and there was like, well, it's just terrible. I won't.
So Carrie, what I'm hearing is if Freddy was real, that's your nightmare.
Yeah. It's not just me. It's like myself, my mother, my sister, we all have these dreams.
This is a family nightmare.
We thought it was a total universal nightmare. And then we were sitting around talking about it, and all of the people who like married into the family or were related because of that were like, no, you guys are the only ones. That's not something everybody dreams about. We'll have gym locker rooms and every single toilet is fucked up and you can't go to the bathroom. It's just like, oh my God.
Stop. You know what this
but who
reminds me of?
starts it? I feel like Go ahead, Drew. Sorry.
No. I was going to say, like, this reminds me of Carrie and Jar. Do you remember that? What was it? I think last year's con when I was changing out of the dead poo and I realized I left my pants at the booth and I had to slip back in to my bottoms just to walk back. So I'm just half me, half Winnie the Pooh. Just, nothing to see here. Just a poo bottom. Nothing to see here. Gonna discreetly change under the table. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Please don't take my photo.
I love that you changed at the table though. Instead of
I did
like,
right behind J-Bo's wife, and I was like, please don't make a big scene. Respectfully, I admire you and I love him. Swear to God, I'm just being very discreet. And she was like, the fact that you kept talking during it was funnier to me because it really had nothing to do with me. It was more you and wrapping your mind around it. I was like, yep, let's go with that.
It's almost like Dennis Hopper in Blue Velvet. He's like, don't you fucking look at me.
I should have done that. Don't you fucking look at me. Don't you do it.
He's like looking in. And breathing in the oxygen or whatever the ether he was sucking.
Right.
Did you say dead poo? Is that what you said?
Yeah, it's Deadpool and Winnie the Pooh combined.
That's brilliant. Has anybody done that, like made a comic or anything of Deadpool?
Oh yeah, it was a comic, and it was funny because when I came up with it, I didn't know it was a comic, so I would take photos at the booth because I think the artist is Myret Michaels, and I've met him, not in the suit, and I told him, he's like, oh my God, you're my friends. When you're at a con, send me photos. Like, oh, this guy. And I'm like, yep, that's me. And he was like, I was like, yo, you're so funny. And I'm like, thank you for keeping it alive. Because people will just tag me in it. They're like, oh, did you see this? Do you poo? And I was like, yeah, but I flushed. Like, I don't, like, no, it's just, it's one of those things. And I've been doing it 10 years now. I don't know, Jar and Carrie, if you saw, like, I posted it on Instagram, I was like, it's been 10 years. I'm like, well, that's something.
A decade.
I have a question
with you for that entire thing. So, yes.
Thank you. Yeah.
I have a comic book question, nerd question that I'm asking all three of you, and I don't even know if I have the answer.
All right,
But
go.
based on what we just talked about, so the Joker, the Batman's arch nemesis, the Joker,
Yes.
it presents chaos. He's probably a sociopath and 10 other things, right?
Yes, 100%.
Would you agree that the person who clogs the toilet, shoves all the toilet paper into it, there's piss and everything and all over the place, and we've seen those toilets, right? In
Mhm.
public, right?
Yes.
We agree that probably is a sociopath, right? That does that.
Definitely.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So my question to you is, would Joker ever do that?
No, he would lock the door.
But he could lock the door and mess up the toilet.
No. But here's the thing: he would leave everything perfect, but he would lock the door.
Oh, he would make it so you couldn't get in. Oh, that's brilliant. That's good. But that almost sounds like something the Riddler would do.
No, the Riddler would have riddles. You have to get into the stall. He's like, solve this riddle. And
no, he would have one piece of toilet paper with a question on it, and then you'd have to find the rest of the toilet paper, right?
Yeah.
Right.
You must answer this if you would like to wipe.
That's right. That's right.
Maybe stuck to your shoe, but under the glue.
Yeah, and then the Scarecrow is whenever you try to use the urinal, the wall has like a spray that you're like, I'm like, oh fuck.
Oh my god.
Oh no, this is way too much thought. We need to pivot because this is getting down a rabbit hole of
Batman stuck in a toilet.
We just need to.
I think that poop humor is below the Joker. I think he wants to be a little bit more sophisticated than that.
That's why I said he'd lock the door.
Although when he was young, that might have been something like in middle school where he was just like, but now he's got to stay classy. He's got to stay up against Bruce Wayne.
Are you saying are you saying there's like some Joker like super bad era, like Joker mixed with McLovin? That's basically him. He's just that agent of chaos.
Have we had any, like there would be a great like Joker through high school miniseries, but you couldn't like ever give him a name because he's had so many, nobody really knows who. So you just God,
I wrote a Joker idea recently, and it had a really good title. You're just reminding me. I shared it with Vito, and I'm like teasing right now because you had just mentioned like a younger Joker, and I had thought about a private Joker or whatever when he was in the army, and there was a whole. I'm not going to get into it right now, but you're kind of reminding me of a pitch. You write things, you have them open on your desktop, and at some point you click save and close, and then you don't remember where you saved it, and then you don't remember you even did it. As a creator, it's one of those
20
things
years
you deal
later.
with.
Dean, that's all the book ideas I have. Like I actually listed all of them. I was like, that's 10 books. I'm like, God, I gotta really get focused one of my days. But speaking kind of pivoting to books, so you got two. So you're working on Antimatter. That's your new latest Kickstarter, and then we've all read Chestface, which. Again, by God, man, you're just
hilarious.
Seriously.
The idea there, I was just like, what?
Yeah, exactly. And then it's like, I just need to say again, I love your sense of humor because
thank you.
It is so over the top.
Let me get to there.
Yeah, it's just so over the top, yet grounded at the same time. Like you just have a really nice balance of what you want to say and do, but yet when it's funny, it's funny. It's not, this is me trying to be funny.
Right.
Yes.
Well, and then it's inherent. I guess what you're saying is, and I appreciate what you're saying, is that maybe it's inherently funny, or I'm trying to, like the genre. First of all, I like to mix up genres.
Right.
I feel like most of what I do, even if it's Chestface or COVID Cop, Red Hook, Billy Dogma, it's like, it's a little semi-autobio for me, like you try to insert yourself in there. And I have a sense of humor, and it can be a little cheeky, right? The joke about Chestface in the comic is that he never tells a joke. You never get a joke from Chestface. That's part of my joke. Is like, so what is his humor? And then I was thinking, he's probably a combination. If I was to take real life, you guys follow comedians, right? Like I love, Bill Burr and
Right.
I Louis C.K. and but I think my favorite contemporary comedian is Doug Stanhope. Okay.
Okay.
And the other comedian I'm thinking of who's passed away, who was amazing, was Patrice O'Neill.
Oh, he was so
good.
He was incredible comedian.
So funny.
So I was trying to think, would he be like more of a storytelling comedian, and like Doug Stanhope will take a while to set up his joke and tell you this elaborate thing,
Right?
that's like this beautiful kind of like absurdity, right? Whereas Patrice kind of would also do that a little bit, but he was so cheeky, and the way he would kind of like set something up was just so unique, and I don't know what chest face humor necessarily is, but I do think about those guys when I think about what could chest face be doing,
Yeah, absolutely. And it's so hard. Like, I feel like people don't understand. Like, people make it out like, oh, humor is really easy. I'm like, yeah, it's easy to tell a joke, but it's harder to be funny, but also move a story around. You know what I mean? That's why another reason I've always said, like, I feel some people like really get too focused on how to write certain characters, and then we're like, yeah, but you should write it how you want. It's like, I feel like, and I think Carrie, if we had this conversation, I feel some people really don't get Deadpool correct because they just think it's an abundance of pop culture references. I was like, no, there's a point. You can't, you just have to find how your version will go.
I wrote and drew a 4-page Deadpool story for Deadpool 1000, right? And when Axel Alonso, who was the editor, invited me to contribute, I was like, I don't really know. I haven't really read a Deadpool comic. I'm aware of the character.
Right.
And then I became aware that he broke the fourth wall. And Riley Brown, who had done Deadpool, was in my studio. And I asked him, I said, in a nutshell, what is Deadpool? And he went, oh, Deadpool is Marvel's Looney Tune character. I went, oh.
Perfect.
He's a Looney Tune. Bugs Bunny, So I think I did a good job with my 4-pager where I put some humor in there and some absurdity, but I'm always trying to find the heart of a story, the heart of a character, which I think that you're probably responding to with Chest Face and whatever else I do, which again, I'm grateful for, because that's really the takeaway I want you to walk away with, So, and it has all the trappings of superhero, fighting, good guys versus bad guys, whatever that means, But then Chest Face really is about moms. It's about her, Meridian Prime, and trying to find her daughter. And then it's about Chest Face's mom in the 1-hour special that he's been trying to like finish, that he talks about in the comic book. Right. So that's otherwise it's just like this guy, like this mutant this guy who got, kidnapped by an evil corporation and got experimented on, and they put his face on his chest and made him kind of a monster, but he still has a sense of humor, so he's like a cross between Arnim Zola and a couple other characters, including, speaking of Bugs Bunny, that Gossamer, the big pink.
That's what I was gonna say. He looked so familiar. I was just like, oh wow.
Just the shape, So I mean, I'm having fun. I have more stuff I want to do with him. In fact, in the first issue of Antimatter, should we start talking about a little bit about that? Is that okay?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I keep trying to share screen on it, and we keep going to something else. So I can pull up some pictures for you.
So thank you. So yeah, Antimatter is my new one-man anthology of brand new comics material. I think some people don't know that. For some reason, some people have said to me, is this a collection of the other stuff? I was like, no. This is all new stuff. And it's going to be at least 40 pages, possibly more. We'll see what happens. But the lead story is a COVID cop story called COVID Cop Insurrection. And it's basically the sequel to the first COVID Cop. But the way I write and draw these things is that they're standalone. So you don't need to have read the first issue to read the second issue. There's AI Joe. So that's going to be a 24-page story. I have artwork on my art table right now that I'm drawing for this story, COVID Cop. And then there's going to be about 6 to 8 pages of one-page Red Hook vignettes that kind of shows us where he's at. There's COVID Cop. Shows us where he's at after this comic. I know you've just put that up, but in the little window where I'm at, the Red Hook X Dean Haspiel, this will be this is kind of like what's happening currently in the Red Hook's life. And then we have AI Joe, which is an 8-page debut story, but technically it's a reprint because it actually already debuted in a comic called Tales from Aerotech by SHP Comics. But you know, these things are low print runs. You know, not as many people see this stuff. So the publisher granted me the rights to be able to publish this story that originally appeared there in my comic book because it's part of my pantheon. You know. And I'm trying to think. Oh, and then we're gonna have. I was trying to figure out how many pages I had left to do in a timely fashion, and I decided to do a mashup of Chest Face and Billy Dogma Jane Legit, and I came up with a really cool idea. Oh wait, where'd you get that?
You
That's
sent
not
it to
the
me.
cheeky one. I sent it to you. Check that out.
Yes.
Because the one online has the word cheeky on her butt. Because you never know. You never know. But
we're an 18 and older show. We can show it.
Yeah, it's fine. We can show butts.
So that's the first page. Those are the pencils of the first page of COVID Cop. And then when you go to the second page, which you also have, which is inked. No, not there. I think it's up one or no, maybe I didn't send that to you. But the one where he's like in Times Square, right? And it looks very apocalyptic, right?
Okay, yeah, I didn't get that one.
No, yeah, Carrie, you showed it earlier. Yeah.
But you know what? You showed it on the what do you call it? The Kickstarter.
Oh.
I think it's on the Kickstarter.
Wait, I thought Carrie just showed it. Isn't that the one?
There it is. There it is.
Yeah, right there.
Do you see the Jumbotron area above Fate Majeure?
Yeah.
That white area, right? That first page, inked and colored, is going to also be in that spot. So you go from like this moment of like, oh, a sexy little weird cosmic sex scene or something's about to happen, to then turn the page and you're like 10 years from now, and you know this is Times Square, and they're like mutated like things and skulls and fires and when it gets all colored and then you'll see some other busted broken ads and whatnot, but then they're going to be on the Jumbotron because the idea is that they're 98% of humanity has been wiped out by a virus that found no cure. Okay. Then COVID Cop in the first issue does discover a cure, and it's drinking the Gowanus Canal. He is holding a flask in his hand that's the remaining drops of the Gowanus Canal. That's basically saving him and his ex-wife's life. And then they're going to drink it, and they're going to actually transform and evolve into something else a little bit, right? That's just part of the story. But they're looking up at the Jumbotron picture of that first page of the naked couple because they're the last. They're immune to the virus, so they're like the new Adam and Eve, as it were, to maybe help kickstart society. But the problem is that they don't know each other. They're strangers. They just happen to have been thrust together by an evil. I think I can show you this. By an evil admiral named Admiral Amok, who's like trying to not tease. He's trying to mock society by people who can't procreate by showing these people. And then he's going to try and murder them and murder humanity's last hope of perpetuating. So that's part of the story. That's just the first third of the story. Thank you, Dylan. And I'll show you.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Dean exclusive.
Drawing. And I drew this like 2 years ago, and I wrote the script 2 years ago, and I didn't have to change a thing. But this is our guy.
Wow.
Look
at that. That's amazing.
I love the pig up there. And
like
what is going on here? Like, why is the teeth sideways? Like, what's under that mask? You know? Like,
I love the details, man.
Thank you. I mean, I have a lot of fun characters. I have fun with these stories. But at the end of the day, they're love stories, man. You know, like that's what I'm trying. That's my takeaway. When I was younger, and like most, punk kids, you're always, you can be a little bleak and a little gothic, and just like write like sad endings. And I was like, I'm not going to do that anymore. I want my endings to present a sense of hope.
I think
Billy Dogma, Jane Legit. This is a print level. I think I have 2 print levels. The other one's the No Kings print I made that did very well
Love
at
it.
Baltimore Comic Con.
Really? Nice.
Because it was that Saturday of the No Kings protest.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
And
pretty
then you
cool,
can
I
also
have to
get
say.
the
And then I have a level where you see this drawing I did right here of the Red Hook.
Yeah.
So I have cats and they eat Fancy Feast. And
yes. Mine
every
did
couple
too
days,
until she ended up
I
here.
get another piece of cardboard from my Fancy Feast box that, you know, lays out 6 cans and then another 6 cans underneath this. And then I think 2 or 3 of these come with each box of Fancy Feast. And I use these to make these drawings.
Wow.
That's funny.
That's awesome.
I got a pile
Hey,
right here.
I had to add this to the. You sent me some promotional materials, and I had to add this to it because
Oh, I love this little story.
this is like the sweetest story as far as like. I mean, it is. I mean, check it out, read it. It's great, and this was in the newspaper as well, wasn't it? One of the first
So
comics.
do you see how it looks like a comic book page? I
Yes.
figured out a way to repurpose what I've been doing as a strip in the Red Hook Star Review. And what I do is I draw it like this, but I figured out a way where the top 3 panels, you know, the top half of that page, if you took the bottom half and then put it next to the other half, then you have a strip that goes along. And I figured out all the math and the dimensions and whatnot. But it also works as a comic book page, you know? And I try to keep them simple. And it's hard because, first of all, to do a comic strip, you know, once a month, like, what are you trying to say? What are you trying to do? It's not a serialized story, and it shouldn't be at a monthly pace. But you're trying to get something substantial, you know, within, 3 to 6 panels. So, you know, I've been goofing around with the format and being able to publish it twice, you know, once in the paper and then eventually in my Antimatter series, you know, or down the line a bigger Red Hook collection, you know. So yeah, that's what I have is like I've taken all these comics, you know, that I've been doing and deciding let me put them under one umbrella title because you know what you might find out is like, you know, like I said, the major story in Antimatter is going to be a sequel to this COVID Cop, but it might some people might I don't want to get that one. Well, it's like, all right, I still think that if you read it, you'll like it. But maybe you'll get it for Billy Dogma. Maybe you'll get it for Chest Face. Maybe you'll get it for the Red Hook, you know, or AI Joe.
Billy Dogma?
There you go. That's right, baby. That's
Scandalous.
right. There you go. So, like, I'm hoping that, you know, if you're on the fence, David Hartman. Who's David Hartman?
Listen.
Upset, Dylan.
I have to see that guy's artwork to understand the ref, but I hope it's a good thing.
I'm looking right now.
Sorry to jump in there on you, but you were saying it's a compilation of it's new things.
Oh, it's going to be all new stories, and then maybe down the line, you know, I was thinking one of the reasons why I wanted to do a one-man anthology is I'm a big fan of Daniel Clowes' 8-Ball. Jessica Abel's Art Babe, Adrian Tominay's Optic Nerve, Don Simpson's Bizarre Heroes. You know, one author that provides a variety of stories within under, you know, one issue of comics or like a magazine or something. You know, that's another thing I'm thinking about. If this does well, praying, and I get to do more, I can do prose. I can add photograph. I don't know what it could be. You know, like I'm a Renaissance guy. Like, as you mentioned earlier in the bio, I write plays, you know, so I love comics,
really
but I like other things too, you know.
Yeah,
I just had Mark Prott on Sunday on a different my other network, the All Light Network, and he did the 4 color plays, and there are 3 different plays that so far 3 different plays that came out and discuss major historical points of the comic book industry. And it was the Mark Kane, which is about Bill Finger and Bob Kane and credit for Batman and such. The second one is I'm going to get these
Okay.
wrong. The second one is about the comic book when they cut down on
The Comics Code.
Yes, the Comics Code
The Comics
Authority.
Code.
They
The
and then
right. Okay.
and then the third one is about the relationship between Stanley and Jack Kirby, your hero. And
Yep.
I mean, it's heartbreaking to see how those two, but because you can't cast blame exactly. There's
Right.
you know,
And I don't want to. It's not
none
my
of us are
job to.
there. Oh, I
You're
wasn't
not
saying
there.
you in
It's a different
particular. I'm just
time.
saying like
Well,
Yeah.
people
and
all have
right.
different feelings and
And,
stuff.
and that's exactly, I'm sorry, Carrie, to cut you off, but
Oh, no.
that's the same way I feel about it. Is like there are some situations where it's very clear, like certain people got a raw deal, like Bill Finger, he got a very raw deal, and we have, because of what happened to him, you kind of have to wonder, like, yeah, what would have happened if you'd got the proper credit? Maybe it wouldn't have ended the way it did, but at least now with Stan and Jack, comics were a different time. Like comics were not a liked genre. Like people had to hide that they worked in comics because it was it was basically what the same thing happened when people would work in television back in the 70s. Like people are like, you're on TV? That's ridiculous. You should be on movies.
Right. You're not a real actor. You're a
Yeah,
star.
exactly. Exactly. But and then you on top of it, you're at the forefront of change. Like your characters are striking a nerve and you are changing what comics can be.
Right.
There's a lot there. And again, you got to think about where the industry was. I swear, I did my thesis on the comic industry in grad school, and it's all coming back to me. I was like, well, yeah, I'm like, nope, calm down. You got an A, relax. But yeah, Carrie, I think that's the thing is people need to, I mean, obviously people have opinions about the who's and don'ts and such and so forth. But I think people need to understand the context of time. It's like when you're looking at things within like historical dramas, like you have to see it in the eyes of what was then. We're not there anymore, but you have to understand that things were different.
And it's funny, like you mentioned, Carrie, the 3 plays. And those seems to be the 3 topics that get, like, Fred Van Lente and Crystal Skillman wrote a Jack Kirby play.
Yeah.
And I'm forgetting his name. This other cool playwright did a Bill Finger play. And he also did, I think, a Steve Ditko play. So we have a Steve Ditko story. But what seems to be the topic, and I'm guilty as charged because I co-wrote a pilot that then we made into a feature film with Jonathan Vankin. It's about a comic book company with a comic book twist, okay? But part of the plot is creators' rights. And one of the things that we butted up against with producers and networks was, who the hell cares about creators' rights? Like, why are you going to do a story about, and it's not the entire story isn't only about creators' rights, but it was a major part of that and how that is important. And that seems to be one of the major story plots of when we decide to tell the story of comics, ultimately lands on, well, who created what and how did their rights get stolen early on? And then what did the future generations learn to do in order to not have that happen, because of corporations, and entrepreneur, individual entrepreneurs like myself right now.
Yes.
You, if I'm not mistaken, you do not like to get rid of your original art. You everything you draw, am I correct in that?
Well,
so
getting rid of would imply throwing away.
Well, not getting rid of, but like parting with.
Parting in terms of selling. So most people I know have agents and they sell their work, and that's how they make a lot of income. I can't let go of artwork. I have a sickness, I think it's because I spend so much time with these pages that, okay, offer me some money to own it. I have a guy that keeps coming at me, and I'm grateful because it makes me feel good. Wants this 2-page spread I did in a Cyclops comic, and every year he's like, "Are you ready?" And I'm like, "No." And he never really tells me what he wants to offer to pay me, but it won't be enough for me to let go of it, you know, if that makes sense. Now, if I was like more of a blue collar cartoonist, you know, where you're cranking out pages every month, like I love Jim Aparo, but let's say I'm Jim Aparo and I'm rocking out another Batman the Outsiders or whatever.
Right.
For a while, yeah, you could probably sell some of that artwork, right?
Right.
Or in his case, maybe all of it, you know? Also, a lot of these characters that I do are personal to me, like everything I just showed you. I can't let go of that, you know?
Right.
Or I've been given a job to draw a 10-page Superman story. How am I going to get rid of those 10 pages? I just, you know, it's not like I draw all this stuff all the time, you know? So they're part of my quote legacy, you know? And it's really hard. And by the way, I need to sell more art. So where the line is drawn for me, and I've offered this in my Kickstarter, is to draw commissions. If I know that it's going to someone, you know, then I'm still gonna do my best job, but at least I've already set it up in my soul and my heart. Like this one's going out the door and hopefully someone will enjoy it. And you know, it's funny, I have sent commissions
some
out.
of those if that's okay.
Oh, you got some?
Yeah, I took the pictures that you posted on your Facebook.
Oh, sweet. Yeah. If you want to show, so these were some of the commissions I've done over the last couple of years, from these Kickstarters, you know, and like I'll never see these things again. That was actually someone I went to a film boot camp with for a couple of weeks, and she supported me, and she loves that character, and she wanted to be that character. So, you know, having fun with that, but don't look at the gun. Howard Chaykin makes fun of me. The reference was weird. The reference was weird. I didn't really know what I was looking at. I thought it might be a shotgun, but he thinks it's something that makes ice cream or frosting. And he's not wrong.
I know what he's talking about. The tube,
like the paste gun, like right?
Yeah,
and maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what it is.
I don't know, Dean. It looks like you weaponized an eggplant.
There you go.
Like,
I forget the name of this character.
Oh, Carrie
Erica
must be
Slaughter. No, Jessica, isn't it? It's Erica's mentor.
It's some new, more recent popular character that I was.
It's from Something Is Killing the Children. With the mask, but you have an Erica Slaughter later on. She's the more wild with the ponytail. I believe this is her mentor, Jessica.
Right.
Because she had the shorter hair.
Know, I just do my best, what I can do, you know. But I'm sending these off, and these get in the hands. This guy, I forget his name, John. There's the other one. Yep. This one was this guy's own personal character, I believe. So I just drew his character, you know, just a version of it. So yeah, I have fun with it because I draw stuff I never would draw otherwise.
Yeah.
And cool. This is Bored to Death for Jim Dugan. He wanted me to revisit the characters. I hadn't done that in years.
Nice.
That was a fun one. Oh, and this is a person I met at the Atlantic Center for the Arts, and she just wanted a little like, you know, pinup style, and she loves the ocean and dolphins. And I was like, all right, here we go. You know, again, doing stuff I never would otherwise draw, and it's fun. You know. Oh yeah, this guy wanted a Punisher and
Moon super freaking cool. Is that Moon Knight in the background?
Yeah, yes, Moon Knight.
Nice. That's freaking dope.
And then this one's cut off. This one's cut off because it's actually a wide one, but in the Instagram, I had to cut it off so you can see them better. You know, the back of Punisher and the side of Moon Knight, and then I got Batman walking in the door. So I mean, this was another commission, and I was like, all right. And then I'm drawing this stuff. I'm like, man, I want to know these stories. Like, what does happen?
Right?
You know, Dazzler.
Well, but the thing being is, and then this is wow, you did this character?
Cool. Yeah.
This is the last
world's
one.
greatest trucker. Wow, what a Marvel throwback.
I know.
Oh my god. One of the weirdest Spider-Man comics I've ever read.
Mm-hmm. Yes, please.
Oh my god.
I like that
Thank
Punisher.
you. Thanks, Joe.
Dylan was also letting us know that the person you mentioned before, David Hartman, draws a lot of he's an artist and illustrator, and he draws monsters a lot. So,
cool. I like monsters. I love monsters.
Yeah, we know, Dean. We've read your books. You're a little liberal on what is a monster, but fair.
I know.
Fine.
Listen,
But
the thing is a golem. I mean, I know he got radiated with cosmic rays, but
wow,
think about it, like, Jack Kirby Jewish. He's not. He's a golem, basically. You know,
that's what he would look like if he was part of Dragon Warrior.
And
there you go.
And I've wondered, like, okay, I know that he never actually tells jokes, but I've been coming up with like jokes in my head for
Chest Face.
Yeah, I've got like
oh my God, Carrie, go.
I think I did this one when you were on a different show. It was like, am I raising my eyebrows or am I shrugging? I don't know.
I love it. I love it.
You wrote jokes
or am I shrugging my shoulders? That's how I might.
Carrie,
amazing.
Carrie, I'm sorry. Are you going back to stand up next? Is this you just making these changes? You're just like, well, I'm gonna write some lines for Dean, and then suddenly.
Are you gonna
crazy.
You could cosplay She-Face.
Oh my God! Don't give her ideas. You already know we already know she's your favorite because she cosplayed. God, what was it, Carrie again? For this year,
She did the Coney. She did the Coney. She was amazing, amazing. But you know, I did have a comedian do a set of chest face jokes on an episode, and it is on an episode of Vito and Dino by Chris Macker. And he's AKA Big Business, and he did do like a set, and it was hilarious. So
you just made Carrie's day. She was like, I'm gonna find this episode, and I'm gonna add my jokes.
I've been watching most of them, but I missed a few, so it was like jump back.
There's a comedian we interviewed named Nat Towson, Towsen, and we had a bunch of people on it, including Chris, who did a set with a little paper cutout of chest face, like talking, like with a red, velvet kind of curtain, behind him or whatever, and it's hilarious. So
awesome.
I think you'll enjoy that, But I do have a character I'm working on. I can't figure her out yet because I've written down like 10 names that could be other characters that would show up with chest face, and because I implied that there was in the first issue that he was part of an experiment with different syringes, and one of them is 6 dicks is one character, and I'm trying to figure out what that's about. But sorry, Drew.
No, it's fine. I just no. It's just you just reminded me of there was that character in Wanted that was high
school.
No, first things first. I don't know what high schools you went to. Okay. All right. But just because I went to Westchester didn't mean I went to Professor X's school. So both of you shut up. No, I just remembered in Wanted, they had that Mark Miller had that Two-Face character, Two Dicks.
Oh,
and I was just like, oh my God.
Yep.
And yes, Carrie, it's exactly guy personality. It was like, imagine Scarface, but the puppet is, well, you get it.
Yep. So I am trying to think of a character that maybe we can workshop here for a second, or just never mention it again. But how about a character for chest face? Side boob.
Side.
You can only. It's always
I
looks
love
best at an angle. In fact, it's always at the side boob is always obsessed about getting the right angle.
That's right.
And so they don't get shot because people will shoot, like they'll try to shoot straight on, but when the bullet gets, they're like turned to the most impressive angle, so it kind of like slides under.
Yeah, it always grazes.
Yep.
That's
all decimals and fractions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's their move, the golden graze.
That's right.
You just got to have that alliteration going with it.
Yep.
Let's ask.
It's everything is. I was like, excuse me, does this fit or not? Look at me from this side.
That's right.
Exactly.
So, we'll see if this character appears. I don't know, because sometimes they're just a one-note character, right? Like that's another thing. You can come up with something, and they last a good 3 pages, but then you start doing 10 page. Like, thank God Wolverine. But I liked Wolverine before we knew more about Wolverine. Does that make sense?
I agree with you. He was better as a mystery.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I and it's funny you mentioned that, Dean, because it reminds me of like back in the day with Captain Carrot. He would just have like characters pop up and then they would die immediately after. It's like, this character dead.
Right. It would be like, here, IP, here's an IP, on to the next. Bring in more IP for the toys or whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what I said. It's the Claremonting effect. You drop something down that you can jump back to whenever you feel like it, but you don't have to.
Oh my god!
It's just always something there that you can use. Because there is the scene in Chest Face when he's like, I'm back at this place, and they're like, oh, I have all these test tubes, and you're like, you have them, so
and then like
you don't necessarily have to
and
use them, but you can. And there
Right.
might be another room that has more.
Right.
More, yeah.
I don't know.
And you never know. And that's where, you know, you throw down something to a nugget or a little Easter egg that you don't know what it is. Listen, I learned this from Mark Waid, great comic book writer, legend. When he was doing Daredevil, there'd be a cliffhanger and people would be like, how the hell is he going to get out of that pickle? Mark didn't know. He wrote that pickle to have a pickle to deal with. You know, like, and then it would make it more fun as a writer and a challenge. You'd be like, what the hell am I going to do next issue? How am I? And so you felt the same way he felt, right? Or vice versa. And then he would figure something out, you know? So I love doing that to myself, you know, is to throw in ideas that like, what the hell am I doing next? I don't know.
Well, two things. One, you can tell him that you think that when he's on the show tomorrow. And two, yeah, you can just spam him like you've done in other shows.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. Oh, the link's already on my my Blue Sky hashtag. Subscribe. Shameless plug, but oh my God, no! You just reminded Carrie. You keep Claremonting, and I'm like, he's never going to end up on our show.
No.
Dean, the last time he was recording a panel, Leo kept calling Chris Claremont Will Simonson. It was like he
Bill, not even Walt. No. Or was it Walt? It was Will Simonson. No, so he never got his name wrong. He got Walt's name wrong.
No, I got that wrong right now. But no, he kept calling Chris Walt. And I was like, and he told me, he was like, oh, I fucked up. And I'm like, what did you like? Because Leo, he'll just walk up like, yeah, I fucked up. And I'm like, context. We're at a con. What did you do? Like, I was like, oh, I kept calling Chris Claremont Walt. And I'm like, you are something special, Mr. Pond. Let me tell you, buddy.
I'll tell you a funny little thing. It's
please do.
But I saw Chris Claremont in Baltimore, and he comes up to me, and we've been on panels together, and I've talked to him about certain things, and I'm always like, does he know who I am? Like, not that he should, but like, but after a while, like, he keeps showing up. I guess they put a name to a face, and he says to me, you keep showing up at my movie theater. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And in Greenport, New York, at the North Fork Arts Center, there's a theater that I know the people who run it and program it. And, I've actually taught comics there, right? So one of the trailers that they made for the house trail, custom made is like, oh, we've had ballet, we've had this kind of workshop, did it. And then Dean Haspiel shows up, and you've done comic workshops. And I saw, like, when I do workshops there, I tend to go see a movie at the theater. Right. This is cool, old school theater. In fact, I saw Deadpool Wolverine there. And then and I saw Weapons there recently. But this comes up, I'm on the big screen, whatever, it's cool, and then, but to think that and then I guess Chris Claremont and family have a house near there, so they go to this theater to see movies. Right. And he was just like, get off my screen already. Like, what the hell?
We need new
tired of seeing your face in my movie theater, So
oh my God.
And I felt honored. I was like, I get it. I'm so sorry, sir.
It's okay, Dean.
The mutant could do. They just show
Dean,
up.
Listen, I get it. I was told by the late great Keith Giffen, prompted by our friends at All Yeah Comics, just to go fuck myself. So I totally get it. It's really great when these older comic guys just don't give a fuck, and they're just like, get off my lawn. I'm like, yes, sir. Absolutely.
Well, I mean, I crossed the line
Howard
once with
Jacob.
Chris. Cough. I crossed the line with Chris Claremont at a New York Comic Con a few years ago when I went up to him and I was like, "Hey, so what are you doing, these days or whatever?" And he told me he was going to be writing a miniseries, but that he was teaching comics at some school. And I said, "What are you teaching the art of verbosity?" And he said immediately, without skipping a beat, he said, "Fuck you." and he said it with such brevity.
But did skip a beat. It was just bam.
Okay, I got a question here. We got from the audience real quick.
Wait, before Carrie, wait, before he does it, did you walk away with one tear going down your cheek as you left in true Claremont style? Just the panel, so sad.
Dude, look at that Red Hook comic that Carrie put up. It's all about tears, my friend.
It's true. All right, I just had to get that out because that's my favorite Claremont. So it would kind of be like every time someone is very sad, one tear. All right, Carrie, go.
Okay, so we got two New Yorkers here. Did you hear there's a push to rename a New York City street after Jack Kirby? What can you guys tell me about this? What do you think? And by the way, Dean here, Dylan, if you did not know, Dylan is somebody who hangs out over in the Tyler comic book cool down, and he is awesome.
Wait, could you say it again because it tweaked what you were just saying? Sorry, you said it.
Yeah, Carrie, you're doing it. Whirling.
Sorry. Dylan is one of my pals over on the Tyler Crook comic book cool down show.
Cool.
He does it every Friday night. Yeah.
Cool.
Everybody hangs out. We have this great community thing going, so it's nice to have him over here. And
awesome.
But you are like a huge Jack Kirby. Like I've been trying
to
write
Jack
your
Kirby
theme
fan.
song. It has to include ostensibly and Jack Kirby. And
yes.
I do a lot of parodies, so I'm working on one for you. But
please, I'm so excited. I appreciate you, Carrie. You know that.
He knows. He knows.
There's a couple of things about Jack Kirby. First of all, they are trying to rename the street that he lived on, I think in Delancey and Essex in the Lower East Side, to like Jack Kirby Way. I'm sure they'll get it. I saw Karen Green posted online. I think it was on NBC News. Roy Schwartz was talking about this, and he's helping push this thing happen, which is awesome. It's about time. I mean, we have other streets, with people's names. Jack Kirby, come on. Everybody, whether you know his name or not, everybody knows who Jack Kirby is because of cinema. I would love to say it's because of comics, but it's because of cinema. And then the other thing, and I forget his name, he came to me New York Comic Con, but I did read, and there's another thing happening. I did read about the Jack and Roz Kirby Awards are going to be, I think, in Florida next year. I forget the name of the show. And they're going to be bringing back the Kirby Awards, but by way of Jack and Roz Kirby. Okay. And I don't know, is it like best comic and best artist and all that, or is it going to have a certain Jack Kirby kind of flavor to it? That's what I would try to do, But I guess I could talk to the people who are doing it just to throw in my 2 cents or whatever. And then Rand Hop is doing a little pop-up, I think at the end of November, early December, here in New York, of Jack Kirby art, like Street Code and some other stuff. So there's a lot of Kirby stuff happening right now.
Very cool.
I was going to say, Dean, I think when the street does that we're going to have to make sure there's some good cleaners, because I feel like it's going to be customary to just smoke a big cigar walking down the street, just going to be a lot of hash there.
That's right.
So, yeah.
And then the Yancey Street Gang throw in like, banana peels and, tuna fish cans.
It's going to be a real rough and tumble street. You're going to definitely need to walk down and just be like, excuse me, Meshuggah, stop. Like,
Meshuggah,
stop. Mazel, we out. Yeah. But what was the other one, Carrie? You said was it more than one, or was it just that one comment?
No, it was just that one comment. We were catching up with some of the other stuff and going there. I was going to show my favorite splash page of Dean so far.
Oh, do it.
Since we started the show with a great lead up to this.
Oh yeah, full page that one, Carrie.
The angel, by the way, Dean, if this inspires anything, that photograph version.
His reaction says it all.
What?
He's like,
oh, do you mean that what Seth Kushner did? The late great Seth Kushner, my former studio mate and collaborator.
we'll see.
We'll
Any
see.
minute, okay.
Is this going to
Okay,
be put
we're
up in
gonna.
the?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
we're
oh
gonna
yeah.
full
I'm gonna show
page,
this.
splash page it.
Here we go. Here we
This
go.
is and I'm
Oh,
only showing you the first page, but this is the first page to an
you know,
amazing, really. I mean, I don't want to break my book, but
Yeah, don't break that binding.
Don't break that spine.
no, but this is from
Dean Haspiel, The Early
the
Years by
early
Chris Irving,
years.
with photography
Yes.
by Seth Kushner. And when Chris Irving came to me and said, "Let's do a book about your career," I was like, "My career? I'm still doing my career."
Right, it's not over.
So I was like, "All right, well, we'll call it the early," or he called it The Early Years. But I said I'd only do it if I could get a centerfold. And I was thinking about the famous Burt Reynolds centerfold.
I was just about to
Stan
say.
Lee did, right? And
Right.
we got this great rug of horses running, like this bad painting of horses behind me. And I insisted that in front of my crotch, I'd have a copy of Giant Size Man Thing.
Yeah, that was that.
I'm
But
a
it's so
girl.
obvious,
That's
right? Like
hilarious.
that's the joke, right?
Yeah.
Well played.
Thank you.
So
Thank you
much
very
more tasteful than David Hasselhoff and the Wrinkle Puppies, which is what they were called in those days.
The
That
Carrie.
was. But
I love it.
I was always like, you know how they have dog psychiatrists? It's because of that. Like those dogs were in therapy
That's
for
Those
years.
poor puppies.
Yeah.
Poor
but no,
puppies.
Yeah, and that picture was taken by Seth Kushner. But when you said the angel,
Oh boy, we broke Dylan.
I think I had done a comic called The Angel that then I got Moby to give me music for it. That was
What?
one of my collections. Yeah.
Wow.
Like original piece of music. And I think it's online. If you look up Angel Haspiel Moby, it might be online somewhere. And
That's
and then my friend Daniel Kramer turned it into, so I did it as a comic, and he turned it into an animation thing with this Moby music. That's really cool. He also did another Billy Dogma story called Sex Planet that also, I believe, has Moby music. It has a different song. I forget the name of the band. And yeah, you could look up that stuff, and I believe it's still online. There was something else I wanted to mention, and with that book, okay, who's here is a horror fan? I assume Carrie is, right? Like, of course.
Carrie would be the
Carrie is like
king
the
of it.
top.
Right.
I was born on Halloween. It kind of.
I'm kind of like just
right. You are Halloween. Yes. Okay. So quick. In the Dean Haspiel, the early years, there's an abandoned Billy Dogma story where Billy Dogma meets up with Ed Gein in hell, and it's like the first 20 some odd pages, and then there's a page that finishes the plot of the story because I abandoned it, you know. And recently I saw that Ed Gein Netflix monster thing, and I was, on the one hand, I was entertained by it, but also it's so absolutely wrong in so many ways. And not that you're supposed to totally get it right, because I'm all for artistic license, but they went above and beyond pushing the boundaries of artistic license to the point where it pissed me off, because what I wanted, and there's an edit somewhere in this miniseries where you could maybe make a 2-hour movie where you could get an essential Ed Gein story out of it, you know?
Wow.
So, but anyway, I'm a big fan of Ed Gein. Is my man.
Yeah. Okay. My shelf, right? Well, you can't see it, but that's my true crime shelf, and it's multiple layers out and stacked above and laying down and everything. Right. Ripper's the big one, but Gein is another one. And I'm with you. Like, because you said that, I haven't watched the show because I was like, I don't want to see a bunch of bullshit. You know.
Well, it is a bunch of bullshit.
Lot of liberties.
But if you go in knowing that, then it's not an Ed Gein story anymore. It's this other thing. And honestly, they should, if they just changed the name, then it would be an interesting kind of miniseries because of what happens in it, you know. But really, what I wanted is they had an opportunity to really, and like I said, there is an edit somewhere where you take like 2 episodes worth out of what 6 or 8 or whatever it was, and you can find it. And also, the more I learn about Ed Gein, I mean, listen, he was fucked up, okay, right? And he did kill 2 people, but the guy was just super sensitive. He was truly messed up. He didn't even know what he was doing half the time. I think he was so schizophrenic, you know, and he was tortured by his mother. But I also think he was socially innovative in the way what he did with body parts and made friends to keep him company.
Oh boy,
you know.
If he hadn't been like, if he hadn't been put on the spot and really cornered, he wouldn't have killed anyone.
Well,
you know?
also right, and also he, from what I understand, is like when you talk to him, he's just like, yeah, I did not mean that. Like, I can't believe I did that. You know, like the murders. I think the other stuff was like, well, what? You know, I was making an armchair out of an arm.
Yeah.
He was a ghoul, but he wasn't. He wasn't like
that was his
a
kink,
murderer
and
until he.
kink shame. That was his kink, and you shouldn't kink shame.
I'm done with you.
I mean, it's against
Nobody
the
was
law,
being hurt until 2 people.
I'm done with both of you. I'm
but as
done
long as
with.
you know, with both of us, we have to talk then real quick about The Exorcist 3 because
No.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
No, I know it's awesome. It's her favorite fucking movie. She watches it
Watch
like
it 12 times a day.
She watches it like
Oh my
Carrie
God.
could live. I would love to watch Carrie do a one-woman show that's just her doing all of Exorcist
Yes.
3
Oh my God.
because I would die, because it would be so great seeing her just really like, and I'm talking like she just has a box of props. She was like, oh, it's this scene. Oh yes,
Yep.
demons. Oh, okay. You know, no,
I
Carrie.
can't crawl across the ceiling though. No,
You know, you put a little Brad
Just
Dorff
turn
on
your
your hand.
camera upside down and then walk across the floor.
Little Brad.
There
Oh,
There you go.
There's
there you go.
oh
With it-
yeah, and one
Carrie,
of the
no.
best scenes though, and it's not even scary for the people who need convinced. And Dean, I think you'll agree with me. I don't know, like I have the book here. But the Carp's speech.
Oh, it's great.
When
It's wonderful.
George C. Scott just goes like,
Yeah.
you have this
Yeah.
whole horror movie going on, and
Yep.
then all of a sudden this guy is just like really pissed off about a carp being
Yep.
in his bathtub, and you see how hard he is breaking down, and
he's
it's just
grizzled. He's like, "Ugh." Like, I mean, George has got hamming it up. Come on, you know, you can't beat that.
You
But
guys are
it's a great
ridiculous.
movie, and of course, I think Carrie, we have discussed the Ninth Configuration.
yeah, we haven't discussed it, but I watched it on your recommendation because I finally remembered to when you said it. I finally
Okay.
was like, okay, I have to watch it.
So
And that's what
William Peter Blatty, who wrote The Exorcist and then wrote and directed Exorcist 3, which was based on his book Legion, right? He wrote and directed one other movie based on a novel he wrote called Twinkle Twinkle Killer Kane, which is one of the best titles ever. And then they called it The Ninth Configuration in the movie. And I don't want to spoil too much of it's a little bit of a complicated plot. And I actually first heard of the Ninth Configuration when I first met Frank Miller on like 14th Street and like 8th Avenue with my buddy Larry O'Neill, Denny O'Neill's son. And that's why they knew each other, because Larry would sometimes babysit, I think, Frank's cats. And he was telling us about this movie he had seen, The Ninth Configuration. It was not only a great story, but it had a great violent scene in a bar. And I think he's been inspired by this bar fight throughout all his comics and Batman, Sin City, whatever. But you did finally see the movie. So what'd you think, Carrie?
I fucking loved it. I needed some more Ed Flanders in my life, and in fact, I'm now watching not Hill Street Blues, St. Elsewhere.
Oh wow!
To get more because
Ed Flanders
he was
is
in
great.
both, and so tragic. Jesus, man died super young by himself in an apartment alone. Just
I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, the reason, like, he got done with the show, that's pretty much the last thing you'll see him in, because he started drinking himself to death after divorces and stuff, and
wow,
died very young by himself because he upset. That's why he was missing from half of the episodes of the last season of St.
Oh,
Elsewhere.
weird. I didn't realize that.
And
There are a couple other actors in the Ninth Configuration.
Jason
Stacy
Miller was
Keach,
in it. Oh, yep.
Jason Miller, Stacy Keach, who's great, who's the lead. And when I was working on the TV show Bored to Death with my buddy Jonathan Ames, who created the show, was the showrunner, Stacy Keach was in the 3rd season. And I remember going to a table read, and I kept waiting for the table read to end so I could go up to Stacy Keach and go, the Ninth Configuration, like, and we talked a little bit about it. He's like, oh, he looked at me like you're the one who saw it, kind of a thing. And like, it does change the room when someone sees a movie, a rare movie that you've done, like, so we got to talk about that a little bit. And then I had forgotten, and I was at a Wizard World, I think it was either New Orleans or Chicago years ago, and I shared a car ride with Scott Wilson, who was at the time known for his character in The Walking Dead. I forgot Scott Wilson was in the Ninth Configuration, and then he passed away, and it bummed me out because he's also a major character in the story of the Ninth Configuration if you look him up. And so yeah, you have access to these people, and you forget what you've seen them in, or who they are, and you're like, or you might remember them just for their famous movies, but it's the one that oddball one that was the clincher sometimes,
Yes.
And that's what I found out about Ed Flanders, like, because when I watched Ninth Configuration, I was like, he isn't the exact same character as he is in The Exorcist 3. He has similar delivery in his lines.
Right.
He's a very dry delivery, but also he's a passionate person, but he delivers everything in a dry state. And that, going back and I watched St. Elsewhere when I was a kid, and I'm watching it now again, and I'm just like, Denzel Washington is in this. Like, there's a cast of thousands in that, and like every guest star that lasts longer than like 5 minutes is a major actor or actress out there, and you're just like, holy shit!
Totally. I
All
mean,
these people got their start there, but he's still, like, even as a doctor, he's just delivering this. Yeah, and he could have been this, but he died because he fucked up. So let's go on to this. Oh, we're talking about funding, great, but so that's a terrible Ed Flanders impersonation. But
there's also Robert Loggia is in the Ninth Configuration, and my favorite, Joe Spinell. And Joe Spinell isn't in it enough, but of course he's famous for Maniac. And a bunch of other, I think he played a lot of Italian mafia guys too, and cops. So anyway, great movie. Check it out, everyone. It's one of the best.
Well, Dean, since we're coming up on, I think we're doing time, did you want to talk about any of that stuff you said you were quote unquote teasing us about earlier, or was that just better left to the imagination?
Oh, you mean before we started recording?
Yes.
Oh, there's nothing really to tease. I mean, I also write plays, and I've written a play that I would like, I think, to direct, to be honest, because I'd like to be able to do that. And I directed some short films, and I would love to flex that, and so I'm considering that. I've also written another play that I'm showing around that's kind of a first draft and seeing how people respond. I worked on, I don't know if you know the filmmaker Onur Tukel, Onurtukel. He's I think his most popular movie was called Catfight with Sandra Oh and Anne Heche. That was probably his most commercial film, but he recently, a couple of years ago, he did a movie called Pound Cake about a serial killer that rapes and kills straight white men.
Missed that one.
Missed that one.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Oh, right. Yeah. Well, that was part of his. And then he did a movie called The Misogynist that's amazing with Dylan Baker. Is that his name? The actor from Happiness and tons of other things. I forget. Anyway, look up Onur Tukel. He's made it. So he's got a new movie that I played kind of an extra with some lines with a bunch of other folks.
Nice.
And it was great to be on set. And he's such a warm and generous director. some people are megalomaniacal, like, and he's open to suggestions, but he also knows what he wants, and he's efficient and economic, but like, again, open to like, let's swing a dead cat over our head, see how it works, kind of a thing. And it was a lot of fun, and it encouraged me. Like, it can be really intimidating to try to make a feature film, of course, right? You're the leader of a whole bunch of people, and time is running out, kind of a thing, and yet people somehow make these things, right? So it was less intimidating to see the sausage being made in more modern indie terms, if that makes sense,
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, I'm writing stuff, I'm reading some people's scripts, and I have a giant foot in that pond. And like, as much as I love comics are getting harder and harder to produce. I mean, if I may quickly talk about this, and I've said this on other recent podcasts, but like, when I launched my Kickstarter, it was only 2 days before that I heard from the comics lead at Kickstarter to tell me, oh, we're on strike. All the employees went on strike at Kickstarter. So, but they were encouraging. They said, launch your Kickstarter. We still need the platform to be running. And they asked me to write on their behalf, on the employees, to write the CEO, just to say, hey, come on, give a cripple crab a crutch, give them what they need, kind of a thing. And I did. And the CEO wrote me back like within 10 or 15 minutes saying, that was a great email. Thank you very much. He's been getting slammed all week long by hate mail and all this stuff. And I was even keeled in my, and I didn't expect a response at all. I thought I would just go into the vapor, like whatever, the trash.
Right.
But so I felt like I did my due diligence, and they both encouraged me to launch my platform. The only problem is there has been no support. I don't have a project we love. There isn't like emails going out saying, hey, check out these comics or whatever. The whole system is like, a deer in headlights right now, and even though what I love about Kickstarter is the comics community and the culture of comics on Kickstarter, it's been hard to get that traction, so between that, and there was this kerfuffle on Instagram where I got banned from being able to do Instagram Live. And we actually did one today on Whitney Matheson's profile, where we got to talk about my comic. And it was very instrumental in my last 4 Kickstarters to be able to use Instagram Live, because it does generate sales and interest, and people like to engage in that way. And so, and I'm pretty good at it, like what we're doing right now. It's the same kind of idea, except, on the Instagram thing. And because I did AI Joe for SHP Comics, when they were promoting it, and they were just promoting it, I think yesterday, Tales from Aerotech. So they would tag me as a collaborator on their posts, and they would show censored images of covers. If you go to SHP Comics on Instagram, there'll be like a Howard Chaykin sexy cover, but it's, it's just censored. Okay. And so there were like 3 of these. They tagged me as a collaborator. So it meant when we pushed the acceptance button, it looks like both of us are posting this post, right, that they set up. And I was all for it, because I got no qualms with that, and then the Instagram police, the bots, were like, oh, you're violating, our thing, and it's too sexy. And I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. If you saw these drawings, they're fucking cartoons of like censored cartoons of like a naked lady or someone, whatever, like, meanwhile, there's so much more stuff going on, I think, that's actually more provocative to my, sensibilities. And they banned me. They banned me not from my account, but from being able to do for a year. I cannot do Instagram Live until October 2026.
What?
And I tried to appeal it, and it's all automated, so it's like you're not really talking to a person or explaining anything. You're pressing a button saying, I didn't mean it, or
I'm sorry,
I disagree with you, or whatever. And there's no nuance to that, So I've been like, it's been a tough time.
Extreme.
Yeah, it's very extreme, very puritanical. That's America.
Let me know. I'll start posting all your shit. I have Instagram. I have never actually used it. I don't know how.
Oh, well, that's.
I used to use it. I find it better than Facebook.
Tell me.
Yeah, but you need Wow, a year. Yeah, it's ridiculous, man. I don't get the year. No, I was gonna say, Carrie, like, what's really important, obviously, as you know, is to have however many followers you have, because that's who you're shooting it out to. So,
Yeah, no, I know. I
whatever.
have a ridiculous amount of
I
followers
think I
via
get
never
more.
having posted something, but
Yeah. So, and again, and then there's the algorithms, like who sees what, when, how, that stuff. So I've been a little bit like, on the heels of 2 Comic-Cons back to back and trying to promote this thing the best I can. It's just like I got like neutered a little bit by Instagram and unfortunately by Kickstarter, and I get it. I get that the employees need what they need, but they're still going to charge me at the end of the percentage that they get without having done anything but provide the platform, which I guess is fair enough. But it's a little bit of a bummer, So anyway, that was a little bit of a complaint.
I had a question for you about your Kickstarter, by the way.
Yeah.
Can I do this? I noticed you don't have an add-on section, and like everybody runs their Kickstarters differently. But were I to want to get in on the level of buying the book,
like a print or something,
and
or
the Note King, and getting
right,
one of the
I messed up.
prints.
And I realized that there's a lot about Kickstarter I don't understand in terms of like creating the campaign, and I didn't realize that you could do that as an individual add-on, some of this stuff. So,
Okay.
like if you wanted 2 different prints, I don't have a version where there are the 2 prints, or that you can buy them individually or get like certain things. And I also keep it pretty simple. There's not a
Yeah,
lot
you
of
do
tiers,
very easy.
because I really, at the
Yeah.
end of the day, I just want you to buy the comic book, and if you want a piece of art or whatever, that's great. And I'm willing to do that. But yeah, I kind of messed up a little bit there. So I'm always learning.
All good.
Can people kind of reach out to you in some way to be like, hey,
Yeah,
if
you got my
I
number.
Venmo you this, I got you. Okay.
You got my number.
She got your number.
Yeah.
I'll hook you up, girl.
Yeah.
I'm
I did
asking for
wanna,
my birthday present. So yeah.
All right. When is that?
What? Halloween.
2 days.
Halloween's your birthday?
3 days.
Yeah.
Yep.
Isn't that crazy?
There you go. I see what you're doing there.
I am, but I'll.
I did want to promote something on here. My friend's comic.
Yes, please.
Your
Which I
thing.
just got in the mail. I love it because he sends me mail like this big, like just good old little 5x7 or 6x9 or whatever. It's my friend Russ Kazmierzak in Phoenix, Arizona, and he does this really cool. He's at issue 55, and it's called Amazing Arizona Comics. And this cover was done by his pal Troy Dongara, and he does this really cool comic, man. It's just like back in the like zine style, like, and he's this character named Speed Cameron, and he has all these different characters, and it's so much fun. And I'm telling you, I was reading this comic, and it's and I haven't told him this yet, but it reminds me of Grant Morrison in some ways. And he has like this one character where where is it? So that little Elon Musk, type car.
Yeah.
So he's like a villain in the story, Elon Musk. It's just great ideas, man. It's amazing. Like, and it doesn't stop. Every 3 pages, something else is happening, and it's bananas. And he's got Elon Musk in here, and then who do we got? We got oh my god, this is Gal Avant, like Gallivant. Like he's doing what I do, like just taking words and turning them to characters. And I love this series so much. And like I said, this is issue 55. He also decided to do some more autobio, and he's doing Arizona Splendor. I mean, so in the back of this, there's some autobio, and he also writes some I don't know. I love this. I love every time an issue comes in the mail. It's one of my favorite things to read. And he's a great guy. He's super creative. And he gets a lot of play on local news in Phoenix. And recently he was helping teach prisoners how to make comics and tell their crime stories.
Oh, that's cool. That's pretty cool, actually, because
yeah.
some good comics.
There you go.
He's awesome. So I just got this in the mail, and I just wanted to talk about it. Oh yeah,
Totally
Russ
check 'em out.
Kazmierczak, amazing Arizona comics, and you can I think he has like a Patreon or something where you can buy I think he has a subscription of 3 or 4 issues a year, something like that, and it's totally worth it. It's great stuff. So
Okay. Well,
check it out.
absolutely.
Awesome.
Well, Dean, we're gonna let you go so you can go get some sleep.
Thank
Because
you.
my God, you need it. So before we go, is there any other conventions that you're going to in the next month or so that people could see you at, or what's the best social media for people to follow you, reach out, that kind of thing?
All right. Well, on Thursday, I need to park my car. I need to move it. Then we got Halloween, which I think I might go to the Park Slope Brooklyn parade or whatever they do. It's a lot of. I don't know, man. My Kickstarter ends on November 3rd. I think at 9:00 at night. I believe. I'm trying to think. Is there anything else coming up? I don't think I'm doing any more Comic-Cons. I'm looking right now on the calendar. What I need to be doing is chaining myself to the art table and actually rocking out this comic that I'm kickstarting. I got about half of it done, but I think that's it, man. My girlfriend is having an art show of her paintings on Saturday, December 6th. If you happen to be in Dumbo, Brooklyn. Otherwise, you can find me online at Instagram still. At Dean Haspiel _art. I have a Substack newsletter that I encourage people to subscribe to, and Facebook. I'm technically on Twitter and Blue Sky, but I don't really know how to use those. I just cross promote stuff on that, and that's it.
Yep.
I talk on Facebook, I share pictures and communicate on Instagram, and then I have this Substack. So, you guys.
It's a great Substack, actually. I
like
really enjoy reading what you post.
Thank you.
Some people just, I'm not going to say it. Some people just build up way too much about themselves and, let it go that way. But you write a very thoughtful Substack. So,
well, once in a while it's for hype. Like the last month I've been doing a little more because I'm like, hey, ringing the cowbell for the antimatter, right? But in general, I like to do maybe 2 a month tops. And I try to write something that might be imparting some kind of wisdom or my experience, or I'm thinking about, I recently realized that you are my publisher. The reader is my publisher. And that was something I was like, oh, that's a pretty important thing to think about. When you're self-publishing, the question that other publishers ask is when you pitch something, it's like, well, who's this supposed to be for?
Right.
Fucking no, man. I mean, it's for me first. And then if I have a friend or two that might be into it, then I'm maybe, I hope they would like it too, or get some, value out of it. But, I don't always think in terms of the elevator pitch. How do you market something? Which is why I just take off my shirt once in a while. That's all I got.
And you do great with it, buddy.
You do.
So, well, Dean, thank you so much again for having us on. Good luck with the Kickstarter, of course, and anything else you're working on. And probably at this rate, we'll see you soon in the year 2026.
Wow. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. And get on with the news. And love you, and we'll talk soon, all right?
Absolutely, man. Rest well. Get that sleep.
Thank you.
Have a good night. Thank you.
Good night, y'all.
Bye.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks for sticking with us, everybody, because that was so much fun. Oh my God. Yes.
Yeah, we know.
Bye.
All right. So I honestly, guys, I think we should just bang out the news and then go home. Metaphorically, of course.
Give me
all right. All right, Carrie. So do the thing.
Carrie's doing her thing.
Where's
It's
Leah?
time to look. It's time to look out for those things. Something to watch.
It's all about those things. All those things.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
She's got a lovely bunch of coconuts.
Dee.
You're there all standing in a row. Big
Big
ones, small ones, some as big as your head. You got to give it a twist just with the wrist. Then you watch them go.
Holy shit! You know the rest?
Thank you. I know. I felt the same way. She knows the song.
I've been asking
my
people
wife,
for my
the apple
entire
of my
life.
life.
How's that go?
You don't. Oh my
No,
God.
I
Okay.
never.
No, Carrie. No
Everybody,
one
we are
ever.
having lessons at the end
The
of the
Lion
show.
King.
You
Carrie,
guys aren't included.
fucked me
No
up.
one ever knows. This is like when people start singing Sublime Santeria. They don't know the goddamn words. They're like, I ain't got no sentiment. I got,
I have $1 million for that.
Yeah, but Carrie.
Spend it all.
Yeah, but a lot of people, when they're drinking it, they're drinking sangria. So that's why they can't remember it, because they're drunk.
If you're getting drunk off of sangria, that's your issue, dude.
You know what, Carrie? Don't judge.
You shouldn't get drunk off sangria. That's a hangover. Just begging to bang.
I just bought some
Carrie.
candied orange slices. Oh wait, so we can't just talk now, Drew? Is that what?
No, we can't. I don't know if you can multitask. I can't.
Well, I'm working on it. Okay, just what are we doing? Oh, we aren't doing crazy.
You cue me up every time, and I hate it. All right. So first things first. All right. So everybody, as we know, the end game is coming. This is the Ultimate Universe's confirmed final chapter. And so to make it even more epic, they have finally confirmed all of the covers for the main event. So what a smattering of covers indeed. So
do you want me to flip through them, or do you want me to?
Well, no, I got it. I got it. So we've already seen the main one, which is, of course, main one is by Mark Brooks. This one right here is a variant by Ryan Stegman. Looks great.
Ooh.
That one is by Safu.
Now is that the original maker, do you think, coming through, or?
Yes, that's 100% the original.
Okay.
Yeah,
looking pretty good for being locked away for 2,000 years or whatever it was.
Pretty much. And then that is the wraparound variant by Sanford Green. Looks pretty fucking dope.
I always love a good wraparound.
Yeah, that's by Alexander Lozano. Looks pretty nice.
That girl's neck is
tiny. Of course, the great Scotty Young.
Yeah.
This one kills me. $20 says the maker ain't even in there. You think it's a hoax? Yep, like that one kid that floated around for a day. Balloon Boy? That's the one. He's totally balloon boying us.
Get out.
I get that joke.
And then the rest are artist sketch covers. So that's by Aaron Cooter. That one is by, of course, Peach Momoko.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's by Todd Nauk. And that one's by Phil Noto. And pretty much I think that's it. So the thing being with that is that there will be, especially because issue 1 will be doing a blind bag as well, so you could get any one of those variants as your cover.
What is everyone's feelings on blind bags? Because
I think they're stupid.
I think it's one of those fads that.
Yep.
I think it's a fad. It's just like holographic covers. Eventually, when the cost is too much, they will go the way of the dodo.
Exactly.
Because there's somebody buying like 50 of them and hoping to post on eBay.
And they pay a premium for them, and within 2
that's
weeks
the
they
thing.
go back down.
Like, essentially, that's the thing. Like, each blind bag will have one of those covers, and then of course the Mark Brooks, the Peach Momoko, the sketch variants. Those are all part of like blind bag exclusives. So you're hoping for that.
Like what Nut has been doing shit ton of them.
Yeah, seriously. I like I said, variants come and go, but I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's so that's I believe starting in December. Yeah, literally, December 31st is when Ultimate In-Game Issue 1 comes out. So, it'll be the slow countdown to the end, literally, with the Ultimate Universe wrapping up. Supposedly, I say supposedly because I still don't know if it's actually over in April of 2026. So we will cover that when we have more to cover. Next,
These are interesting, I guess would be a good way of putting it.
Oh,
agreed. So,
what is he?
This is an upcoming beat 'em up
I forgot to tweet the
arcade style game called Marvel Cosmic Invasion. So the game is from Dotemu and Tribute Games in collaboration with Marvel Games. So celebrating the launch of that cosmic battle, Marvel Comics will produce 12 Marvel Cosmic Invasion variant covers, which will of course be featured throughout January and February next year. So the game itself allows players to choose 15 playable heroes from all over the Marvel Universe. So you get Spider-Man, Iron Man, Nova, Wolverine, Venom among them. So the variant covers are spotlighting the official in-game designs for the roster. So, so we got Spider-Man, Black Panther, Captain America, Silver Surfer, Iron Man, that's Nova, or Centurion. You got She-Hulk there, and it looks to be Rocket on her shoulder. Rocket Raccoon. Of course, Storm on the relaunch of yet again her new series.
I love Storm's hair. I always just wow.
You got the Immortal Thor, the Beta Ray Bill. Venom. Enough said. Wolverine in the John Byrne Brown suit. Jean Grey, Dark Phoenix. Yep.
Yep.
No, that's the red. Is the green is that's regular Phoenix. Dark is like the red. It's Phoenix. We know. But yeah, so those are going to be out from January 7th throughout February 25th. So if you like what you see there, talk to your local LCS and see what you can do about getting your fix. But that's everything for Variant Watch.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yep. But now on to the other thing. Yep.
Drew's News. Exciting tales, fresh comic views, in the pages, heroes fly, villains plot, under the sky. From Gotham's dark to Metropolis views, we cover stories old and new. Drew's News, your daily source for comic clues. Join the fun as a heroic crew in the world of Drew's Comics News.
Excelsior!
Yep. It's my news. And I'm clearly happy about it.
News.
Okay. All right. Well, Jar, what's going on with our favorite kaiju? Okay,
Ladies
calm down, Mothra.
Gentlemen, are you excited? Because I'm a little bit excited for this. This is kind of cool.
Okay.
The series was announced at New York Comic Con 2025. It's a 5-issue limited series. The first issue is set to debut February 4th of 2026.
Okay.
Jerry Dugan, artist Javier Garon, and I'm totally going to mess up this name. Garara.
No, you were at the first time.
Okay. Variant covers by Jose Maria Casanovas and David Marquez. And a main cover by Ken Lashley, which I'm also very excited for. I follow him on the Facebooks, and he does some amazing works. The series is said to follow Godzilla Destroys the Marvel Universe and prior Godzilla versus one-shots. teaser
Okay.
after Godzilla's rampage on Earth, he's been exiled into space, and now a cosmic stage is set. He interacts in some way. Nobody's sure if like he's with Null or if Null has some kind of symbiote control over him or whatnot. But Null is in the story, and that is pretty much the most we know about it. The rest is asking what we don't know yet, and what we don't know yet is we don't have full story breakdowns beyond the teaser.
Right.
We don't even know which Marvel characters will be featured in it, exact villain or ally roster. We don't know how deeply the series will explore Godzilla's character or backstory in the Marvel universe, because Marvel's been doing Godzilla since the 70s, I believe.
Yeah. Well, if I can piggyback on you just a bit,
Yeah,
John. Yeah, because Godzilla got a little taste of what it felt like to be on the symbiote when they were doing some of Godzilla versus the Marvel Universe. He bonded with Peter's symbiote suit, like when they did the secret like Wars era meetup, and then you had Godzilla Destroys the Marvel Universe, which I believe is wrapping up soon, and then he's got that taste of the symbiotes. You got Null, and then it appears to be they're going to be teaming up. So I was like, well, the king of symbiotes and Godzilla, like, oh my gosh. And then, especially with the galactic empires being kind of brought to the forefront now with Imperial, with John Hickman, you've got the Galactic Empire of Wakanda, the Shi'ar, the Kree Skrull. There's a lot they could play, but it's also like Godzilla in space, because Jar, you're a kaiju fan, so we've always had entities coming from space to Earth, but now Godzilla is coming to the space. So that's just that. There's going to be so much good fun with that.
Yeah.
Karma. Go ahead.
Karma.
Oh no, go ahead, Karma.
My mother's name is Karma, and Karma this past 2 weeks has been working on learning the term kaiju.
I'm so proud of her.
I've been drilling it into her. I'm like, that's kaiju. That also is kaiju. Godzilla, King Kong. If they're gigantic and somehow kind of a monster, they're probably kaiju, unless they're aliens.
And just to let you know, Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, technically a kaiju. Big.
Very much
I will
so.
let her know that.
True story.
I didn't know your mom's name was Karma. So
it is 100% Karma.
Yeah,
Karma must have always got you.
Funnest thing ever. My mother is she's retired now, but she was a woman in the insurance industry, like kind of high ranking and stuff. And they had little group meetings where they would go, and they were like, I can't remember exactly the thing. It was like that somehow I had to do with the Badass Bitches Club or something like that. It was the like Friday afternoon club for them, and she was the grand poobah. So yes, Karma is not only a bitch, she is the grand poobah of bitches. But she's a good mom. Yeah,
Anybody who doesn't know what the grand poobah is, it's water buffaloes, the Flintstones.
She tries incredibly hard to understand my comic book stuff. She's really into Marvel comics.
That's awesome.
But she's like, I don't care. She doesn't want to know the entire history of Hank Pym, or like anybody at all, really. She's just like, explain it to me enough that I can watch the movie and not be confused. Give me like 3 sentences.
No.
It was the VIBs. Very important, bitches. Sorry. Okay, now that that's done.
VIBs.
Yes.
That's
dear God, get out of here, you two. All right. Karma is amazing.
Karma is amazing. We agree with this.
All right.
Are you ready for the next
what's
one?
next, Carrie? Yeah.
All right. Now we have some Avengers stuff coming up. So
I got that one.
Take over here.
In January, Avengers 34, which is part of Jed McKay's run on Avengers, that he's been doing with a smattering of creators, including acclaimed artist Fareed Karami, who's working on the current run. Avengers 34 will technically be the 800th issue of the Avengers ongoing. So celebrating that, the issue will be a huge, giant-sized spectacular with special backup stories by legendary past creators, and it marks a critical turning point in McKay's era on the title, as various overarching plot threads like Kang and his very unusual eternal enemy Murden battle across time and space, the secrets of the Impossible City, and more are just going to collide in epic fashion. So essentially, we're just getting all of that, which they haven't really released all the collaborators, but they did show this beautiful, stunning wraparound cover by Russell Dauterman that just shows the assembled heroes from Avengers history, which kind of, I feel, invokes a little bit of George Perez, how he would used to do, like, Jar, remember how he used to do, like, the wraparound Avengers? Like, look at that.
Even his Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Yeah, but look at that. That's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Like,
gorgeous. It
Yeah.
has like 300 less characters than a Scott Koblish cover,
I
but
was just about to say that.
Batman.
But literally, that if you want that image just for your own, that's going to be spread across 3 issues. So it's going to start with 34 and then conclude with 36. So don't worry, if you wait, they'll probably make that a big old wall poster for you. You know,
what I've discovered. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I'm just going to say, and I will say this, guys, I got to meet Russell briefly at New York Comic Con this year. He's the nicest person. So he loves to just meet the fans and whatnot. So support as much as possible.
The one thing that I've seen going through when I was putting together the art for this and reading different articles, people are actually rather mad that Cap isn't standing where Tony Stark is.
Really?
Yeah, because they're
I
like,
mean, I guess he's the first
lead.
Avenger.
Yeah, so they're just like, he shouldn't be shunted off over to a corner. But
the thing being is, Carrie, though, you got to think, like, that's the thing. Other people have to think about where, like, placement of issues, like if they're going to be cutting them down. So Cap would be in the front of like issue 36 if we're doing by the 3.
Oh, that's true too.
Yeah. So it just looks that way because we're seeing it all together. But on a comic cover, Cap would be straight up right there. So, but again, it's all artistic license. I mean, again, he's still one of the founding members of the Avengers, so history will still remember him regardless. That's my 2 cents.
I think a little of it might have to do with the movies where RDJ just drove in the, like, everybody was like, oh, he's the person that we want.
Right.
I might be completely wrong. I might be
that's a fair
wrong,
point.
but
but no, that could be it, Carrie. That's a good theory. So time will tell. I mean, I think it's still going to sell like wild cakes, but Russell Dauterman's art is generally like that.
oh, it's gorgeous. And Dylan was going to update me with, not to be a nerd, but Daikaiju means giant strange beast, and Kaiju means strange beast.
Thank
We
you
were
for
both
being
right
a
and
nerd
wrong.
because I like that.
We appreciate that. Yes, I don't know that much about, so I appreciate you sharing and educating
Carrie,
us.
and I just remembered, I have also taught a pseudo family member. Well, in my case, a pseudo family member. My friend's kid, I taught him how to say kaiju, and his mom messaged me like it was an hour later afterwards. It was like, your nephew won't stop saying kaiju. He's been doing it for the last hour. I'm like, you're welcome. That's a cultural word. I'm making him more worldly.
Exactly.
Okay. And that's an easy one. I didn't teach him the big Ghostbuster terms. When we get to Slimer, ectoplasm, containment unit, oh, he's going to be the belle of the nerdy ball.
Did you see what that container of ecto juice, ecto cooler went for?
I did not.
Oh, $7,000.
I'm sorry. No, thank you. And I still own like a thing of Ecto Cooler that's still like juice like the juice containers. It's still in the box, and I'm like, man, I should just sell that. See some thirsty person really wants it. Still has America's, you know what? Still got America's assets. All right, Carrie. The next one I'm excited about. So,
Yes, I know you earlier.
oh yeah, The Crown: A Tale of Hell. So, Mike Mignola is teaming up with his brother Todd, teaming up with artist Warwick Johnson Caldwell for a brand new tale of Hellboys brothers and their mother, titled The Crown: A Tale from Hell. Coming from Dark Horse, this new book will be featuring Hellboy's brothers Gamon and Lusk as they fight for control of Pandemonium, which of course is the like capital city of hell in the Hellboy universe. And it's also stated that their previously absent mother will also apparently chime in with some ideas of her own. Basically, Todd came to Mike with the idea of writing something about Hellboy's brothers, and apparently, according to Mike, it never occurred to me to do more with them. And basically, brothers writing about brothers in a complicated family dynamic. Once they got going, it was apparently it was too easy and too much fun. So the follows a day in the 16th century life of Hellboy's Hell family. In the bowels of Castle Azazel, a crown is secretly being forged for a new king. Palace intrigue and deceitful backstabbing ensue as Hellboy's dad, uncle, and half-brothers all vie for the prize, for the chance to seize sleeping Satan's throne. So this will hit stores, of course, February 11th, 2026 from Dark Horse. So if you're a Hellboy fan, this definitely might be a nice addition to your ongoing collection.
Your collection.
Yep.
Yes.
So that's me. So Carrie, I know you have the last story, and boy, were you psyched about this. So go.
I am incredibly psyched about this. Okay. So hey guys, guess what's up?
What's up?
What's up? What's up? Well, fucking Boom Studios, in conjunction with Penguin Random House and Bloomhouse, will be bringing us not one, but two exciting new projects with James Tynion's Something is Killing the Children. Hollywood has been playing catch, passing ideas around previously with Lionsgate and Netflix, but ultimately Jason Blum got his hands on it and isn't letting go. Tynion and Company are going to be bringing us both an adult animated series and a live action film. Blumhouse will be producing the feature film with Sean Sutton and Ryan Turek as executive producers, and Stephen Christie and Tynion as producers for the Penguin Random House side of things. Tynion will be an executive producer for the animated series, along with artist Werther Deledra for Boom, whilst Adam Yolen and Met Nordiker are going to be executive producers. Just a second here. Okay, so if you don't know, if you've just been in the dark for the past couple of years, Something is Killing the Children takes place in a world where monsters are running pretty much rampant, but only children can actually see them. Although they will kill anyone, we were discussing it earlier. It's kind of like the Freddy versus Jason thing, or Freddy versus Nightmare on Elm Street thing, where if somebody else is seeing it happen, they'll see the scars and the action taking place, but they will not see the monster for adults. But secret cabals of elite monster hunters are trained from their youth, basically ones who have brought the monsters to them, if they survive the monsters that have come for them, to hunt down the monsters as they appear around the world. It's going to be a very highly structured system, and they have ways of letting their hunters continue to see the monsters after they would normally lose this ability based upon their age. Tynion has received 3 consecutive Eisners, which is tied with the top with Alan Moore, a Harvey and a Ringo Award for this series, and has become popular enough to launch his own media banner, which we talked about already, Tiny Onion. Penguin Random House has committed itself to a 100-issue run, so that's going to keep us going for pretty much the next 10 years. Issue 44 hit shelves recently, but that's not apparently included in this run. And there are also spin-offs such as the House of Slaughter, Book of Slaughter, and some others. From Tynion, Something is Killing the Children is the comic book that changed my life and career forever. Finding a partner who understood the potential of Erica Slaughter and the world weathered Deledra and I have built was crucial, and we have found that partner in Jason Blum. Nobody understands horror better than Blumhouse, and I can't wait for the world to see what we have planned together. So this, for me, is ridiculously exciting.
Oh yeah,
Sorry,
absolutely.
Dylan. I'm the only one who can push these, so I was gone. But yes, you should check out Something is Killing the Children. It is amazing, as are all of the little offsets. There's so much storyline to it. And I mean, you already know, with it being James Tynion, that it's incredible, but this is the one that made him. At the same time, he's had other stories that might even be better than this, but this is a standstill. Yes, we've got this. We're going to keep churning this out. It's going to be beautiful. We can jump to the past. We can jump to a different area. We can jump to different things. It's just a gorgeous comic. And yeah, I love seeing an art. And Dylan, I know that you like Tyler, and so I'm assuming you like Colin as well. And it's one of those things where you're just like, yeah, somebody in the deep horror kind of setting is able to bring something out and just kill it. No pun intended, but yeah,
exactly.
Murder.
oh,
Murder.
I'm reading The Shining right now, so it's red rum.
Get out. All right, so I think Gary, that's pretty much it, right? We're not doing. Okay, well, I guess I should just talk about what we're doing tomorrow and then kind of maybe sign off.
Yeah.
So, hey everybody, thank you so much for joining us. We hope you enjoyed what you saw of Dean Haspiel. If you haven't already, please hit the like and subscribe button. We would love to have you join us on our journey as we interview creators, talk about news, Kickstarters, and what general nerdiness. For example, tomorrow we are having a living legend coming back again. We're so grateful to have the great Mark Wade showing up tomorrow. We're going to talk to him about a bunch of the stuff he's working on, maybe see if we can get some hints at stuff that'll be incoming. Super duper psyched. Can't wait. That'll be 8 o'clock EST tomorrow. So definitely check that out. We'll make sure to post the links online and stay tuned for more.
Yeah, thank you everybody for showing up tonight. I hope you had a good time with us. Always love the amazing Dean Haspiel, and we are looking very forward to Mark Wade tomorrow night. If you have any reason to find me, look up Carrie Sanders on Facebook.com. And if you see a judgmental crow, that's me. I'm just staring at you, judging your soul. It's not a big deal, but you can find me there. I also do things on the Owlite Network. Get some interviews with authors. We do some music reviews and movie reviews, mostly the movies, and a bunch of other things. Have a good time. But bye. Every time I see bye, it reminds me of a terrible movie. Anyway,
Squirreling.
I'm gonna hop squirreling. All right, Jar Jar, where do you want people to find you?
Hey, I'm everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, X, Blue Sky, and I'm sure there's one other one. Oh, the TikTok. That's the one. And yeah, check out all those places. And hey, Dylan, thanks for following us. It was great having you hang with us tonight.
Yeah, come back more often, Dylan. All right, everybody. Thank you for showing up and
Whoa,
have a good
wait,
night.
don't I get a sign off?
Oh, we thought you signed off first.
God damn it.
Oh, wait.
Hi.
God damn it. I
Hi.
totally forgot.
Hi. So I am the forgotten fifth Beatle of the group. My name is Drew Maximus. But you can follow me on Facebook, on Instagram, Ghostbuster Man 1984, or aka the Forgotten One. I'm also on Blue Sky as well, same name. Generally, I'm just apparently doing so much that I just get overlooked. So that's nice. And thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. And everybody have a great rest of the night. Countdown to Halloween, aka Carrie's birthday.
Carrie.
Well, I am kind of hairy. I don't know.
Yeah. You just got.
Think. I haven't shaved my legs for a while. You know, it's a thing.
Bye.
Right. Bye.
I haven't shaved your legs either.
Bye.